Lena's phone buzzed just as she was about to fall asleep. Unknown number, why did you leave your window open? Her fingers tightened around the phone. A chill ran down her spine. She turned her head slowly toward the window. It was closed. Locked. She swallowed hard. It had to be a prank. But before she could put the phone down. Buzz. Another message. Unknown number, lying isn't nice, Lena. Her throat went dry. She hadn't replied. She sat up, heart pounding in her ears. Slowly, she reached for the curtain. She hesitated. The room felt too quiet. Taking a deep breath, she pulled the curtain back. And her breath hitched in her throat. A face stared back at her from the other side of the glass. Wide. Grinning. Its eyes too large. Her body locked in terror. The lights flickered. The grin widened. And then it moved. Check the channel for part 2. Lena stumbled backward, her phone slipping from her fingers. Her mind screamed at her to run, but her body refused to move. The figure in the window remained motionless, its grin stretched unnaturally wide. Unblinking. Staring. She forced herself to look away, to breathe, to think. Maybe it was a trick of the light. Maybe. Buzz. Her phone vibrated against the floor. Unknown number, that wasn't very nice, Lena. Why did you turn the lights on? Her stomach dropped. She never turned the lights on. Her trembling hand reached for the phone, but something shifted in the reflection. The figure was no longer outside. It was inside. Standing in the corner of her room. Lena's breath came in ragged gasps as she flicked on the bedside lamp. Nothing. The corner was empty. Her head snapped back to the window. The face was gone. Her pulse thundered in her ears as she grabbed her phone and scrambled for the door. She nearly tripped down the stairs, throwing open the front door. And crashed into something cold. The impact knocked her back. Her head spun as she landed on the floor, gasping. The hallway light flickered. Slowly, she looked up. And froze. The grinning face stared down at her. Not outside. Not in the reflection. Right in front of her. She couldn't scream. Couldn't breathe. It was everywhere: the mirrors, the television screen, even in the polished wooden floor. She fumbled for her phone, barely able to see through the panic. It vibrated in her hands. Unknown number, you can't run from me, Lena. A shadow moved in her peripheral vision. She turned her head, shaking. The lights went out. Darkness swallowed the room. She could feel something there, just inches away. Breathing. Watching. Then, right next to her ear, a whisper. I've been watching you for so long. A hand, cold, thin, unnatural, brushed against her shoulder. The last thing she heard before her world turned to black was the sound of something laughing.